When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go.
All right, good morning and welcome in here on this Wednesday morning. We are live from our Southern Regional Medical Center studios. Shout out to the team here at SRMC as they house Tingle & Co. Brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel sponsors. Every time we go live, it's because of FanDuel, our friends over at the FanDuel Sportsbook. Download the app. I'm opening it now, or go over to the website. Of course, yesterday we talked about on the show, LSU was favored in that matchup against Oklahoma last night. I took the Tigers minus 1.5 runs, and they cover as they win 6-2 against the Sooners last night. A couple of upsets in the SEC tournament, capped off by LSU in the late night edition as we were live from the studio watching it last night.
They have the over-under on Devin Sheeran F-bombs?
They didn't, but I would assume the over hit.
I would think so,
too. At least over-under caught by the microphones. Because I'm sure they're probably said often, but the hot mics were hot micing last night, and you caught a couple of phrases from Big Dev.
Big Dev. I called Sean on my way home. And that's what we were laughing about with the people that were, like, the lack of people in the building. And you could kind of hear all of the hot microphones. Right. And that was one of the things. It's like, kind of, look, hand up, not our best performance on the live stream.
It was our worst by far.
By a mile.
Absolutely drained.
But talking to Sean did fire me up again. Because
that's good.
He was talking about, like, kind of all of that stuff. Because we don't have the volume up all the way.
Right.
And so to hear him talk about Devin Sheeran and him, like, even just the juice that he brought, Gavin Guidry, Devin Fontenot, like, the performances you saw was kind of like legendary stuff because you're doing it on a short notice because Big Billy Schmidt had a big bad bag.
No, I mean, look, they had to answer the call, and those three guys did. Fontenot, Guidry, Sheeran. The pressure was on LSU's arms to step up and fill a need when Schmidt was a healthy scratch. And I mean, the conversation was not a healthy scratch, unhealthy scratch.
Yeah, hurt.
Hurt. My back.
My back.
But, I mean, we were sitting here, and it was like, there's no way this is happening again, right? Like, we just lived this a month ago in Starkville where you're getting ready for a game. The lineup's been announced. You got Case and Evans on the button. It's like, just kidding. Somebody Gavin Guidry. And so then we're talking yesterday morning. If you go back and listen to yesterday's show, it was, LSU starting one of their weekend guys, a Saturday guy versus Oklahoma who's going to be, pitching off, essentially. And that was your confidence. And then it was, that's actually not happening for LSU anymore. So what are you going to do? And you saw Grant Fontenot, Gavin Guidry, and Devin Sheeran step up and answer the call in a big way last night. It was impressive to see. Fontenot went 2 1/3, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 strikeout. Guidry goes 3 1/3, 2 hits, 1 run. It was unearned, and 6 strikeouts. And Devin Sheeran goes 3 1/3, 1 hit, no runs, 6 strikeouts. A huge performance from those three gentlemen for LSU. When you needed it, They stepped up. And this is the thing we talk about all the time, right? When we talk about postseason baseball, especially for LSU, it's you just have games like these where guys step up and put on performances when really, I mean, the last couple of times you've watched some of these guys go out there, they haven't been in the same rhythm as they were maybe a month ago. Sheeran hasn't been as dominant as of late as he was, rewind to the beginning of SEC play. Gavin Guidry, right? He's had a couple of games where he's given up home runs and he's been hanging the curveball. And instead, they're dialed in last night and they go 6 2/3 combined, give up 3 hits and 1 run that was unearned, and 12 strikeouts, those two guys. Huge. It was a huge performance, and those are the things you need if you're going to be able to make something happen, and it was nice to see. Some other numbers from the game. Curiel.
Also, some other boys at the studio. Hello, fellas.
Oh, good morning.
What's going on? Good morning.
Morning.
It's, announce yourselves.
My name's Christian. I'm from Mandeville, Louisiana. I attend LSU. I'm a junior.
Well, not anymore.
I'm still a junior.
You're about to be a senior.
Yeah, I'm about to be.
Junior year's done, so you're...
I guess so, if y'all kind of like that.
Yeah.
I usually got to make it
My name's
more than
Wyatt.
halfway
I'm a
through the
graduate.
Yeah.
summer. Wyatt, go.
My name's Wyatt. I've got a Devin Sheeran addiction.
Nice.
Just love hearing him fuck people up.
What are your withdrawals?
The clip last night of him on they do the interviews post game, and they asked him, and they were like, "What did you think about that?" He was like, "Those mics are really hot." And he was like, "Yeah,
really hot."
The clip, and because we didn't really have the volume as high as we could have last night, so watching the clip on Twitter last night, it's like loud. Like if you were watching the game, you heard it.
Do we have
very clearly? It's in the document.
Okay, yeah. Because it definitely was not quiet. I mean, there was no misunderstanding what word was being said last night. But yeah, I mean, it was a huge performance. Guys stepped up. 13 strikeouts for LSU pitching last night, and you see them go out and perform the way they did. Guidry and Sheeran. I mean, that is. You talk about, right, having one guy extend in a game, and of course you would like that.
Oh, you like that?
But when you got that same performance out of two guys, and they were dominant. 6 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run, and it was unearned, and 12 strikeouts for those two gentlemen, Gavin Guidry and Devin Sheeran, out of the pen. It was huge. Absolutely huge. Jay talked about William Schmidt like he was scratched. I mean, he was scratched 20 minutes before the game, like they put out on Twitter. Actually, Grant Fontenot's starting. Jay said he came down. He said he was not able to go. His back tightened up on him. We're always going to do what's in the best interest of the player, particularly the pitcher. And so we made a late switch. And then Jay, after the game, said, I don't plan on him being available this week. So we had the conversation before the game, after it was announced Schmidt was a scratch. Is this good or bad for LSU? And there's two trains of thought, right? It's good for LSU if he can go this week because it allows you to pitch off and then you can get to one of your guys later on down the line. It would be bad for LSU if he just can't go at all. And that's what you hear from Jay post-game. I don't plan on him being available this week, which means you are now shorthanded. And the whole conversation we had last week going into SEC tournament was, can you get the performance from your arms? Can you extend that bullpen? Can you make it happen? It was a huge night last night, but now you've lost basically your best arm in William Schmidt for the week. So it'll be interesting to watch how they handle the remainder of the games. Of course, that starts tonight as they face off against Auburn at 8 p.m.
Look, people will say that Devin Sheeran can't go again. I raise you.
I didn't even have the headset on. I can hear it. Oh, my bad. Oh, I got you.
He is a madman.
He's unreal.
Come on!
Fuck you!
Tucker.
It's okay, Tucker. Not you.
No, yeah, you get it too.
Scott Kennedy having a chat
This is.
with Devin Sheeran about
Hadn't been a better pitch for him to get over here
antics on-
until now. We moved the studio around. It's like, hey, we need smart
It
guy
needs to
over here.
update computer.
But I appreciate.
It's enough of the cult. On that.
But there's Devin Sheeran. Some other numbers from last night. Derek Curiel, 3 for 6, 2 doubles and an RBI. Milam hits a 2-run bomb. Look, I mean, You need your best players to play like your best players in big games. And you got that last night. Milan with a 2-run homer, Curiel with 2 doubles, scoring runs, and shows the mental, right? When Cerna slid into home, didn't know if he had touched home plate, so he waited. Cerna touched home plate. Now we're good to go. Cerna, of course, ended up getting hurt in the game as he called a spike to the hand. Jay said, if you don't like blood, then you would not have liked that, which does not sound pretty. But appreciate everybody getting in here, starting their morning with us. Of course, LSU gets a win last night. It was nice to see they'll face off against Auburn tonight. I'll ask the room before we get into some of this other conversation. Tonight, LSU Auburn, supposed to be an 8 p.m. first pitch.
Right.
Just like last night was. Ends up being 8 p.m. 9 p.m. first pitch last night. But I want to talk about pitching. What do you guys expect on the mound for LSU today?
Sheeran again.
I'm honestly not sure what to expect because I think what you just pitched last night was, I think, what you kind of expected for tonight if William Schmidt had started last night.
Right.
So I'm not sure where you go from here. I think Guidry could potentially come back in a shorter relief role. I think Paz is probably on too short of rest.
Yeah.
I think Cowan is probably on too short of rest. I think Fontenot and Sheeran are probably out. So maybe it's a guy like Lockenmeyer who pitched Thursday. Maybe it's one of the freshmen. I'm not really sure where they go. And I think Auburn's got 2 studs on the mound, Alvarez and Marciano. If either one of those guys are pitching, it's going to be a big disadvantage for LSU because those guys are like legit SEC aces. So I think whoever you put on the mound is going to be a massive disadvantage if it's one of those guys. My hope is that Auburn doesn't throw one of those guys because they don't care, and I think that's where my confidence lies in this game because Auburn doesn't need this win as badly as LSU.
So Fontenot throws 36 pitches last night. Guidry 59, Sheeran 47 are the numbers. So it'll be interesting to see what the timetable is on those 3 guys for this week. Obviously, they will be available again this week, but I would assume tonight will be a stretch. And so, look, I want to throw out a name. I want to get everyone's thoughts. Wyatt, Lloyd, Christian, chat.
Computer.
What do we expect with Kason Evans? Do you think the situation gets handled differently because of now what's in front of you and the opportunity you have? You've gotten a win, but you had to burn your bullpen arms. You've lost William Schmidt for the week now, basically. Do you think that changes the way Kason Evans is used? Do you think maybe Kason gets the start tonight and what the situation will look like?
I can't see one pitcher getting hurt wanting you to use another recently hurt pitcher more than you already had. You know what I mean? I think because that is the easy answer for who you think is going to pitch tonight. For me, it's just up in the air because you saw Kason have those couple of weeks off. He didn't pitch that much. Like started the game against Georgia. I don't think he pitched that much this past weekend. So he's not going to be on the most rest. I am white as a ghost right now. Oh my God, I need a tan.
Look, this is a new food for me.
Yeah,
there we go.
But that is the easiest answer, I think. And if I had to take a bet, it would be Kason Evans. But there is just so much uncertainty surrounding him and his health, and then obviously Schmidt's health. I don't know if that's what it is. And even if he does start, I don't think you see him go over 60, 70 pitches.
Yeah, I don't think there was any chance he was going to play or even pitch last night. Can you hear me? I don't think there's any chance he was going to pitch last night, but I think tonight, if you're in a close ball game, you're not going to see him in a blowout, obviously.
Right.
If you're in a close ball game late in the game, I don't see how you don't pull the trigger on him.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be interesting. I agree with your point, Wyatt, I don't think Schmidt getting hurt makes you want to put more pressure on another hurt guy. But I think it'll be intriguing in just the way, because obviously we don't know the way what the plan was for Kason this week anyways, right? So we don't know what could change or what was the plan the whole time. And so it'll be intriguing to see kind of how they go about it because the pressure's going to be on tonight. I see in the chat, Auburn's going to throw their Friday guy on a pitch count. So if you can, of course, be competitive in your ABs and get that pitch count up, get them out of the game as early as possible, that's always the best strategy to win. But there's going to be pressure on the LSU arms tonight to be able to battle, compete, and see what they can pull off. And they're going to be without, obviously, Schmidt, and then last night, Guidry, Sheeran, Fontenot, those three guys. So it'll be interesting to see how LSU handles it tonight. 8 p.m. first pitch with Auburn, who is the number 6 team in the country.
Jake Marciano on the bump.
There we go.
2.74 ERA, 4-5 record, so not great, but 75 2/3 innings pitched, 58 hits, 28 runs, 96 strikeouts to only 16 walks, 10 hit by pitches. So he's not going to give you a ton of free passes.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go out there and earn it. Just get the pitch count up. I don't need you to score a ton of runs in the first 3-4 innings. Hopefully, whoever's on the mound can hold down Auburn, and you get him you get into the bullpen early, and then you can go from there.
Yeah, I think Ricken will be an interesting name for tonight. When you first looked at the bullpen at the beginning of the game, after it was announced from Schmidt to Fontenot, it was Guidry, Ricken, and Sheeran were all getting warm early,
Right.
going maybe expecting. So I think Ricken is another conversation for what tonight could look like. So if LSU wants to stay alive, they got the first game won. They'll have to go back and do it again tonight, late night again against the number 6 team in the country and their ace and the Auburn Tigers.
But also insane that you're down. Let's check the till here. Cerna
Yep.
now. It's Cerna 1.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you think he doesn't
Jake
go tonight?
Brown.
You think he doesn't go tonight?
I don't know. I mean, Jesus, if he says
Did you see
don't
the
like
picture?
blood,
I didn't see the
It's in the
picture.
document of his hand completely wrapped up.
I saw the hand. Well, I saw that. I saw it was wrapped
But I
up.
wanted
And
more.
there's a cut on his finger.
Okay.
I wanted more because
Yeah,
if your coach is saying you don't like blood, I don't know. But where he's particularly hurt, I don't know that you can go again. Like I don't
Yeah.
know what.
No, I mean it's tough. Like I mean it's your
Because
hand.
you'll just rip that thing wide open.
Right,
and go,
right.
"Ah!"
Wide open.
We've seen finger cuts kind of derail seasons this year.
That is true.
So
That is
So
true.
you have Jake Brown, Omar Cerna, William Schmidt, Kason Evans,
Cooper Moore.
Cooper Moore. I will even throw Stanfield into that bunch. That's
Seth Dardar.
Seth Dardar, that definitely.
Right.
Pearson.
Pearson.
Yeah, I mean, it's
8
just-
guys have been hurt this year at any given time, and this is just another one that you put
Right.
into the docket and go, well, how much more can you go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kason Evans, 9.
But you
said
mentioned him
Casey.
already. So
Well,
that's
now it's
twice.
again to go again.
Okay.
Because now you need him to play and don't get hurt again.
Right.
So it just is where LSU is, and it's unfortunate because.
No, it is. It is. It's tough. I mean, like
Well,
that's what.
look, I'm fighting a war on 2 fronts over here. I will take a peek behind the curtain. Me and Jared Mitchell are in an absolute fucking battle
Nice.
about Pulmonary versus Jay Johnson, which I don't know exactly. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh wow. Well, that sounds like a
Was
fun
anybody else-
conversation. No, I'd rather
I get
I'm
it.
gonna let
he's,
you. I'm gonna let you.
No, look, I love both.
No, that's all. Yep. No, of course. But that's quite the conversation to have, hey Tucker. But yeah, and so it'll be interesting to see kind of the way the arms and it's handled tonight, and of course moving forward this week with LSU as they face Auburn this evening, 8 p.m. The number 6 team in the country versus LSU. Tigers versus Tigers.
Tigers after dark.
There you go. Let's see if they can keep it going as they get another win after midnight, which has become a theme the last couple of seasons. They pulled off last night. But LSU was all up on the news wire yesterday. And sadly, it wasn't because of baseball late in the night. It was because of head basketball coach Will Wade. We obviously announced the breaking news yesterday morning. It broke while we were live of R.J. Luis as he committed to LSU, signed with LSU. And you saw the graphic. We put it up there multiple times of just, the transfer graphic. It said UMass, St. John's, the Utah Jazz, the Boston Celtics, and now LSU, which is inherently a wild graphic to look at. I do understand. I do agree. This is a crazy visual, right? 2 colleges, 2 NBA franchises, and now back to college. It is a crazy thing to look at. I'm not going to disregard that whatsoever. But it has been quite the topic of conversation, the LSU roster has been yesterday, with the entire nation whining and complaining and crying. And look, I will preface it and I will start it with, I agree that the direction college basketball is headed and the place it's at right now is not right. I agree that a guy like R.J. Luis, who when you look at that graphic...
Lewis.
What? It's R.J. Luis. Well, Lewis, I mean, I guess you could say either one. That's a crazy graphic to look at. He was in the NBA. Now he's going back to college. That's not allowed, right? It's what's been our whole life. You can't play in the NBA and then go back to college. That's literally what the rule has always been. And this is a preseason game that he played in with the Boston Celtics. And so it is a wild thing to sit and say that guy played in a preseason game last year and now he's going to be back in college basketball. It's just the way the sport's never worked. He's a very good basketball player. He's extremely talented. Like, I mean, I don't want to disregard that aspect. He is very, very good.
Really good.
But it is crazy. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm a fan of where the sport is. Because I'm not. Professional players and all these things, it's kind of lost the plot. There's this meshing, this crossover, this gray area of what the sport's become. But I want to play a couple of clips, some sound bites from Jeff Goodman, who is one of the biggest voices in men's college basketball from a media standpoint. Him talking about Will Wade and this current situation. I also have a sound bite of him talking about Nate Oates in a very similar situation. Hunter Hall will appreciate this, last season, which is very, very interesting. And when I first listened to it, I got a little annoyed, got a little aggravated, and that, just fair warning, might happen again because it's just a crazy, crazy thing to hear in the way that it was handled and the way it was said by Jeff Goodman, who's a part of the Field of 68, of course, a national college basketball show, talking about Will Wade. And look, LSU men's basketball has not been a topic of conversation for the last 5 years, right? And is this good publicity or bad publicity? That's to whoever's paying attention. It is to each their own, right? Is there a such thing as bad publicity? Hey, I don't know. But I know that LSU wasn't being talked about, and now they are, which is a win. And when Jeff Goodman gets on the microphone and has a take like he did yesterday in response to the signing of R.J. Luis and the signing of some of these other players that LSU is going after, like Niang, and, of course, they already have Santos, and, of course, just go down the list of some of these foreign EuroLeague guys that they've added, and now, of course, going the NBA G League route. And this soundbite from Jeff Goodman was just a crazy thing to hear. Because, like I said, I'm going to preface it before I get pissed off and go on my defending LSU route that majority of people will hear it as. I do not agree with where college basketball currently stands. I do not like that professional basketball players can go to the NBA, it not work out, and come back. Whether it was G League or preseason or whatever, I'm not a fan of that. I want to preface it with that. But what I will also say is it doesn't matter what I'm a fan of. I have no bearing, no control. And my opinion doesn't matter. My feelings don't matter. And it would be nice if a handful of people had that same mindset towards this situation. That, hey, I get that you don't like it, right? I understand that you're not a fan. But who do you think you are? Do we have the clip of Jeff Goodman?
Yeah, I just can't believe what I'm reading.
It's unbelievable.
Like, personal feelings aside, like this is definitely an axe to grind with just, first of all, you look like a divorced dad. Second of all, like, this is where the sport is. It's not one person doing it.
Right.
And but like the quotes that are
this soundbite
is all very much.
There's no way it's not personal.
Like it's personal, yeah, and that's like throw your fucking feelings in the dryer, brother. Like this is what the sport is. I'm sorry, but that's wild. Here he is.
I wish you didn't come back to college basketball. Honestly, Will Wade, I wish you didn't come back to college basketball. I mean that. I like Will. I've known Will since he was an assistant at Harvard back in 2007, 2008. But, man, you suck for college basketball right now. Seriously, you suck for college basketball. You're making it into a mockery. And look in the mirror and understand it's not just about you. This is about more than just you. This is about the sport of college basketball. Have some pride. Have some dignity. Don't try to ruin the sport. Don't try. The first time was when you hired Slick Rick Stansbury. That was the first time when you got to LSU that you were going to muck it up as much as humanly possible. I know people are trying to push the rules. I get it. Scott Drew did it last year with James Nagy. Nate Oates did it last year, obviously with Charles Bediako. But this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. First of all, you got a second chance here after being run out of the sport. You were great at McNeese State. And then, you know what? Another high major gave you an opportunity at NC State. And what did you do? You did this after 1 year. You did this after 1 year at NC State, and you said, I'm gone. I'm going back to LSU. And now it's the same shit all over again. Obviously, the rules have changed. We know that. But come on, man. Again, have some pride. Have some dignity in your profession. In your profession, have some dignity. Fuck. It's just unbelievable. And I can go on and on. Rob, I've talked to multiple coaches this morning, high major coaches. You want me to read you a few of the quotes? Please do. All right. I'm just going to rattle off some of them. Like four different high major head coaches, all top 20 guys. I'm not going to say who they are, but the first one was, I tweeted earlier, you're being an idiot asshole just for the sake of being an idiot asshole. What you're doing is fucking it up for everyone else. It's a blatant fuck you, and some really good coaches are going to leave the game because of you. This is stupid. It's not fun. It's a blatant fuck you. It's really disheartening. That's one of them. Another one just said, this shit is so fucked up. Who would do that? He said, who else would have done this? You don't have to do this. And he said, nobody else. Will Wade's the only coach in America who's going to do this.
I'm almost like at a loss for words when I listen to that, right? Because, I mean, we're talking about have some integrity for your profession, right? I mean, look, I graduated with a degree in journalism. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a journalist. I'm not. But some integrity in the profession, and it's just a 3-minute attack of one coach. Like, and I'll just address the big, this power trip, this ego trip that's being displayed on the screen here, where you're acting like college basketball is this holy, sacred sport that's never, ever had any sort of ugly underbelly and mess about it before. When genuinely basketball, college basketball, is one of the messiest sports ever. Like, that's what college basketball is. You pay players under the table. You do the whole thing. That's what it always was. And that's what it still is. Basketball is where all the loopholes to get players and be the best is found. And so this power trip that there's this holy sacred sport that Will Wade is ruining is unbelievable. And it's embarrassing. Genuinely. Like, I don't know how you can wake up this morning and feel good that you put this clip out. Because you're mad at the wrong person. Truly. Be mad at college athletics. Will Wade is not the reason why this is happening. Will Wade is not the reason that professional players can play in the sport. You just named 2 coaches that did it last season. And if it's not allowed, if it's illegal and it's bad for the sport, there should be rules that tell you that. and there are not. That's the thing. Be upset with the people who make and enforce the rules, not the coach who pushes the boundaries. Because ultimately, and look, I'll say this from an LSU perspective, it's a win-win. Because as an LSU fan, if you can put together this team and they're all eligible and playing a professional basketball team in college, of course it's a win. You're going to be the most talented roster potentially in the sport. And what it also can do is inspire change and actually create rules that can be enforced and not allow things like this to happen, which is also a win for college athletics. But this decision and this feeling and this emotion that Will Wade is ruining the sport and have some respect and integrity, what's Will Wade's job? Will Wade's job is one thing, and that is to win basketball games. You do whatever is necessary to win basketball games within the confines of the rules. There are none, so do what you can. And that's what Will Wade's doing. And to sit here and chastise him and try to embarrass him publicly and say, Will Wade, I wish you didn't come back to the sport. Congrats, Jeff. Deal with it. I wish I didn't have to listen to you talk about him. I don't know how you wake up this morning, you're not embarrassed that clip is out there. Trying to sit and stay on this moral high ground that men's college basketball is this holy and sacred sport. I love it. I do. I love men's college basketball, March Madness, the whole deal. It's one of my favorites. I'm a basketball guy. But let's not act like A.J. DeBonsta wanted to go to BYU. He transferred from prolific prep to Utah prep, ends up at BYU, and now the Jazz are going to trade up to the first pick to get him because Danny Ainge has been moving and shaking to get DeBonsta to the Jazz. So he only went to BYU because why? Because an NBA team wants him there.
Do you know who owns the Jazz?
I don't hear anything. Who is it?
Ryan Smith. Do you know
where'd he go to college?
BYU.
So let's not act like this is some sacred place where bad things don't happen in college basketball and rules and boundaries aren't pushed. And I get it. It's Will Wade doing it. It's LSU doing it. But Will Wade's job is to win. And you do whatever you can to win within the confines of the rules. And guess what? There are none. That's not Will's problem. That's not Will Wade's fault. He doesn't make the rules. He does what he can within the rules, and there are none. And look, if R.J. Luis, because in my opinion, should be ineligible. He was a professional basketball player. He left college basketball, went to the NBA, can't come back. In my personal feelings. But I am not in the NCAA. I am not. It doesn't matter how I feel. Just like, Jeff, it doesn't matter how you feel. Will Wade's job is to win. W-I-N. Win. That's it. And you do whatever you can to win. And so I'd like us to listen to Jeff one more time. This is a flashback to about a year ago. Jeff named two coaches, two guys that were in a similar situation. Scott Drew at Baylor went to go get James Najee to bring him back after he played in the G League and was drafted. Nate Oates went and got Charles Bediako to come back. Both of those guys played in a college basketball game last year after playing in the G League. And here's Jeff Goodman then with his thoughts on the situation.
Yeah, is it true? I read this morning that Nate Oates a week ago was critical of the Najee taking. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think he was. I mean, I saw the quotes. I didn't hear him, but yeah, I did see that. I think here's the deal, guys.
But that makes this way worse.
But everybody can be that way. Everybody can be that way until they have an opportunity.
Well, yeah, because if it self-serves your team and you
they're all like that. But everybody's like that, aren't they?
I guess, but I don't know. This is a train wreck. And if this goes, the way that it could, we are screwed.
Keep playing up.
Where's that same intensity?
Where's that same
right?
energy, pal?
Where's that same anger, right? I didn't hear it. I saw a very laissez-faire, laid-back guy right there saying, hey, look, everybody's against it until it's there for you, right? But then you fast forward a year and he goes on an ego trip for 3 minutes because he doesn't like Will Wade and Rick Stansberry. Suck it up. Deal with it. Like, that's my thing, because I agree with the point. Is it good for college sports? No, it's not. But it's not Will Wade's fault. Right? There are no rules.
Because
Make rules. Enforce them.
Because until there is.
A few tricks up our sleeve, we'll be all right. Get a few tricks up our sleeve, we'll be all right. Get a few tricks up our sleeve, we'll be all right. Get a few tricks up our sleeve, we'll be all right. Get a few tricks up our sleeve, we'll be all right. Get a few tricks up our sleeve, we'll be all right.
3.
Get a few tricks up our sleeve, we'll be all right. Get a few tricks up our sleeve, we'll be all right.
6.
Get a few tricks up our sleeve, we'll be all right.
7.
Get a few tricks up our sleeve, we'll be all right.
Yeah. Sure.
Got a few tricks up our sleeve. Because there are no rules. That's the situation. Will Wade's job is to do what he can to win, whatever it takes. That's why he was brought back to LSU. That's why he's in Baton Rouge right now. Build a team that will win. And just because it doesn't look maybe how you would like it, doesn't mean you need to get on a microphone and cry about it for 3 minutes. I've got another soundbite. This one's from Aaron Torres, where he talks about Will Wade and this current situation in college athletics, where it currently stands. And Aaron Torres is also very upset about college sports, but not really college sports. He's more just upset about Will Wade and Will Wade doing it. And he got on his microphone and he talked about it.
Because it is something that is a part of, holistically, what you want college athletics to be. But like you said, it is fundamentally, college basketball has set the precedent for what this is going to look like. And here is Aaron Torres speaking about it, because kind of just where you are.
And so I think it's gross, but I want to be clear. It's not just an RJ Lewis thing. This is also an LSU Will Wade thing as well. And so a couple things. One, with Will Wade, I'll just go through the whole story. I like Coach Wade. We've had him on the show. We had him a year ago when he got to NC State. I have generally sided with him with most decisions that he has made. But what is becoming clear is that he has decided that there are essentially no rules in college basketball right now that are enforceable. And so what he's saying is, you know what, screw it. I am going to push every single boundary that I can, and I'm going to make somebody stop me, and I'm going to drag them to court. I'm going to find the right judge. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that my players get eligible, and I don't care about the rules. And so what I would say about that is this. Same thing I said about RJ Lewis. There are consequences to your actions. You have to deal with them. But it's the same with Will Wade as well. Is that I understand you want to put a competitive team on the floor. I understand that the NCAA basically has no real rules that are enforceable. But just because you can get away with something doesn't mean that you should. Just because you know that the rule isn't really enforceable doesn't mean that you should push it to the absolute boundary, right? I'll tell you right now, I'm in the beautiful city of Las Vegas. That's where I'm recording this from. I'm in Vegas. If I want to stay up until 7 a.m. tonight playing blackjack and drinking whatever, whiskey cokes, I can do it. Doesn't mean it's what I should do just because I can. And that is...
I mean, quite a stray that people that enjoy a casino and a beverage got there, telling them that they're wrong because they like to play blackjack and
it's literally free will.
Free will till it's backwards, baby.
That's right.
But look, I mean, this is the thing. You said you had everything right there in front of you. There's no enforceable rules. Push the boundaries. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? There are consequences to your actions. We will see. That's the biggest caveat, right? Because if say you're an athlete, right, you can do PEDs, right? Should you? That's up to whoever's in everyone's opinion, right? But if you do, what can happen? There are consequences, right? You can be deemed ineligible. You will get punished for your actions. Can Will Wade go get professional basketball players? Yes. Should he? That's each person's opinion. Will there be consequences to the actions? I don't know, because there are no rules, right? That's the thing. What keeps people in line from doing things they can do but maybe shouldn't do are rules. And guess what? There aren't rules. And so what Will Wade can do and should do is whatever it takes to win. Because he came back to LSU. He was brought back to LSU to do what? Win. And until you decide, you know what? It's not Will Wade's fault. What Will Wade is doing is pushing the boundaries. Like I said, it's a will win. A win-win. Because Will win. Will win in the win-win. I read a quote from Sam Vecny, who writes for, I believe it's The Athletic. And he said, Will Wade's roster is pretty fun. Someone is going to have to stress test all these rulings and find out where the limits are in a court of law. I don't think R.J. Louis should be eligible, but I love a lot of the international guys recruiting. I love the creativity. There we go. There's somebody with a good perspective. Someone is going to have to stress test all these rulings and find out where the limits are in a court of law. Somebody's got to push it until you make the rules. Until it's NIL, right? Am I a fan that you can text somebody's uncle, right, when they're playing on another roster and be like, hey, we're going to have $8 million for your nephew whenever the season's over.
We'll
if he wants
buy
to
you
come
a
over
house.
and play here, right? Am I a fan of that? No, I don't think that's good for college athletics. But stop it, right? Make that not happen. But there's nothing that's really stopping that from happening, so it's going to happen. And until those boundaries are pushed, then come things like rev share, where there's a cap on those sorts of things. And you got to figure out how to spend your money a little more wisely. That's when rules occur, when the boundaries are pushed. So it's a win-win because for an LSU fan, you can have a really good roster. As a college basketball fan, the rules will be created because the boundaries are being pushed. But let's stop acting like Will Wade is the villain here. He's not. But if you want to make him that, that's okay. He's fine with it. He's not worried about your feelings. You know what he's worried about? His job. And what's his job, Lloyd Courtney? What's Will Wade's job?
W-I-N.
That's what he's
Win.
worried about. He's not worried about your feelings and your emotions and how you feel about it, Jeff. And everyone else on Twitter that's all up in arms and upset.
My question is, what if it was somebody else? Clearly everybody has an axe to grind with Will Wade because he's the easiest person to point the finger at, right? Because you're the guy that's not supposed to be at the table. You're forcing your way into the table.
It's the same thing we witnessed 5 years ago.
What'd you think he was going to do? Sit idly by? Why do you look, from an LSU perspective, Matt McMahon tried to do it, the right way?
The right way.
Go get mid-major players you've coached, guys from your university to bring them to your team. Is that above board? Probably not. That you're actively – look, you're seeing it in college football also. Whenever James Franklin goes from Penn State to Virginia Tech, and he goes, well, how many people can I bring with me? Everyone. Okay, that's allowed. And just because there's arbitrary rules about, oh, well, he played professionally. Do I think it's above board? Probably not. But why? because they signed a contract to go do something that they didn't technically do. It's not like you're going to get LeBron. Then maybe you're pushing the boundaries even more. But it will take somebody and it's unfortunate that maybe Will Wade's the test case for this because that's the kind of person he is. Look, Will and I see eye to eye on pretty much everything, and this is one of those things. If you're going to not stop me, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
Until, look, you can go as fast as you want on the Autobahn because that's the rules. You can drive as fast as you'd like. College basketball is the Autobahn. There's no police saying, hey, if you go over 85, you're going to get pulled over. Go as fast as you can, as willing as you are to drive. If you think you have the capability, go. Will Wade has found himself in an absolute Lamborghini where people have funded and said, Will Wade, we're going to put you in the fastest car possible.
And could there be consequences to driving that fast?
That's up to you.
There you go.
Until
if you can't handle the Lamborghini,
that horsepower,
then there will be consequences. You might lose control, right? But if you can handle the beast that you're driving,
but if it was
go as fast as you want.
This is why Roy Williams and Mike Krzyzewski are not coaching anymore, because they didn't have the foresight and they didn't have the effort, intensity, and want to push the boundaries on what are the rules. If you don't tell me, I'm going to go until you tell me to stop. And will this be because he's doing it? The quote that fucking pisses me off is fucking idiot. Okay, so it's okay to do it 2 times. It's okay to do it with 2 players or 3 players, but you do it with 8. That's too much.
That's too many.
What? Why?
That's where the line's drawn.
Why is that? There's no rules, so why would I not do it to the fullest extent of what is allowed?
Mm-hmm.
And they will make a rule, and I think that's what's going to be unfortunate is because you're pushing it this way, and it's who it is. Yep. They're probably going to swing with an iron fist or rule with an iron fist because they don't like it's Will Wade and they don't like that it's LSU and they don't like that this is, you exposed the sport. Don't let the sport get exposed. And so if you're going to draw a line, LSU could very well have no players.
But my question is who draws the line?
No.
Who's in charge of that?
And you will do exactly what you're supposed to do. And that is, look, Sorsby very much could play in college football because you're going to get a Texas Tech judge that is taking pictures with the fucking mascot.
That's the game.
This is professional athletics. It's always been that way. You just don't like the fact that it's exposed. The fact that you could get Zion Williamson to go to Duke because you bought him a house and you got his dad a job, that's okay. But whenever it comes to, we got a guy from the G League that's technically not a professional to come back to play college athletics because he has eligibility, that's what's always been in play. Look, we talk about college baseball players coming back to play college football. Chris Winkie, was everybody up in arms? Matt Mock, was everybody up in arms?
Zach Von Rosenberg.
Was everybody up in arms? Mm-hmm. No, it's fine because it's a different sport. This is the same thing, though. And once you know how the law works, where this is a free market society, you can get paid for whatever you think somebody deems you're worth. That's what's happening. If you want to buy a picture that is maybe not valuable to somebody else, but it's valuable to you, you're more than welcome to do it. That's what an auction is for. That's what this is. You have a free market society where people are paid to do a job. Once you opened up Pandora's box, you can't put the genie back in the bottle.
Yep.
And until you do, and there's no way to do it because you will lose 10 out of 10 times in court. You will. That is because that's a capitalistic society. That's the world in which we live in America. If you want to pay for it, you can have it.
Yep. Until
you change that, and fundamentally you can't, this is what's going to happen. If you have the means, nobody's mad at name a billionaire having to, is anybody mad at Taylor Swift for flying if she wants to fly? No, she has the means to do it. Is it bad for the environment? Probably so. Until you say you can't fly that many times, I'm going to fly as much as I want. Same deal going on right now.
Same exact.
You can't just draw like moral obligations because you're pissed off that it's not your team whenever you're over here wearing strictly Indiana gear. Would you be mad if Bobby Knight was coaching and did it? Probably not. But because you have an axe to grind,
I'm sure Bobby Knight did some things that were frowned upon.
Yeah, but then you end up like this. Like, you look like a fool.
A fool.
Like, and look, we're doing the same thing to him because I don't have a moral high ground. There's nothing for me to stand upon in which I don't think this is fair. Well, if you want to pay for it and do it, you can. Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, everybody that's ever look at Indiana football.
Right, but my problem and where what we're doing is different than what he's doing is that is a personal vendetta that's being aired out online.
Because you think there's some sanctity in college basketball? What is it?
Like, because things that other people are doing are not being aired out, but Will Wade needs a 3-minute clip and a middle finger, right? And I wish Will Wade wouldn't have come back to college basketball. Suck it up. In a list of tweets, Wyatt or Lloyd, one of you that uses the language used in this tweet, can you read the quote from that top 20 head coach that Jeff Goodman decided to put out? He said, one top 20 head coach to the field of 68 on LSU's Will Wade. And, man, it was quite the quote.
You're being an idiot asshole for the sake of being an idiot asshole. What you're doing is fucking it up for everyone else.
All right, read that last sentence again, the second sentence.
What you're doing is fucking it up for everyone else.
One more time.
What you're doing is fucking it up for everyone else.
Why? Because he's taking all the players? Because he's getting the guys they want? What he's doing is effing it up for everybody else because they don't get the guys. They don't get the players. They're his now. That's what's ruining it because you want them. You would love R.J. Luis on your team. Huh? Wouldn't you like a Márcio Santos? Mm-hmm. Mark Pope? When Kentucky basketball got shoved in a locker and Will Wade got him to Baton Rouge. Right? What Will Wade's doing is effing it up for everybody else because he's beating them. He's playing the game where the rules or lack thereof allow the game to be played. And that is his job, is to win. What can you do to win? Whatever the rules allow you to do. And guess what? There are none. Whether you think there are unwritten ones or underground rules or backyard rules, there are no rules. So make them. Enforce them. If you want to take this moral high ground and have personal attacks, get somebody to make the rules. Be mad at them, not at Will. What Will Wade is doing is playing the game where the rules or lack thereof allow the game to be played to the best of his ability to win. Am I a fan of it? No, I don't think professional players should be in college basketball. Am I a fan of $5 million, $6 million getting spent on player? No, I'm not a fan of these things, but it's the sport. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to support my team, LSU, Will Wade, Lane Kiffin, Kim Mulkey, Jay Johnson, Jay Clark, doing whatever they can to hang banners and get wins and better the city of Baton Rouge and the state of Louisiana, because that's what winning does. Hunter Hall, sorry to use your T-Town as an example. Look what Tuscaloosa looked like before Saban got there and after. Man, winning helps, right? Their job, they were brought here to win. So maybe you don't like Will Wade or Lane Kiffin or Kim Mulkey. And hey, to each their own. Their job's to win and do whatever it takes. Whether that's $40 million and getting players from your last roster, or it's signing professional basketball players. I think Kim Mulkey did the same thing, right? Noah Morrow was in the Euro League. But man, that didn't get as much pushback. And she's a villain. Now look, I got the black hat on today. Because that's what LSU athletics is now. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead, let's all accept. I mean, if we hadn't accepted it yet, let's make sure, let's accept it. You are the villain. Jeff Goodman just put it on a T for you. Bright neon sign. College basketball's villain, Will Wade and LSU. That's fine. because he doesn't care. He's not worried about your feelings and your thoughts. What he's worried about are wins. Wins, that's all that matters. Do what you can to win. I want Lane Kiffin to do whatever it takes to win. I want Will Wade to do whatever it takes to win. I want Kim Mulkey to do whatever it takes to win. I want Jay Johnson to do whatever it takes to win. And I want every player on those rosters to do what? Whatever it takes to win, because that's what matters. Nothing else. Your feelings don't matter. Winning matters. And that's it. Will Wade was brought here to win. And you don't have rules to stop him from doing what it takes to win. He's going to do whatever it takes under the control of the rules or the ones that maybe aren't there. And you got to get out your feelings, man, because it ain't about you. It's not. This holy sacred sport of college basketball, right, that's never been dirty, ever. I mean, I couldn't tell you of one story I ever heard about college basketball being a dirty sport. Because last time, y'all got upset with Will for doing what everybody else was doing. Because you're not supposed to do that.
You're fucking up for everybody else.
You're not Mike Krzyzewski. You're not Bill Self. You're not John Calipari. You don't get to do that.
Not Rick Pitino.
Only they can do it. Will, you can't. Oh, now Will Wade's back at LSU, and hey, guess what? You can't do that, Will. Everyone else might be doing it, but you can't. Because you're the bad guy, Will. Suck it up. Get out your feelings, man. If you want these things to not happen, write rules and enforce them. And until that happens, coaches who think outside the box, like Will Wade,
Lane Kiffin,
and like Lane Kiffin, you know what they're going to do? They're going to keep thinking outside the box and pushing the boundaries of those fake rules you got till you write the real ones so that their teams can what?
Win.
Hunter Hall said it right there. College athletics used to be fun because we won all the time. The fun is winning. It was real fun when Nick Saban was Alabama's head coach. You know why? Because you won. You didn't care how he got players to Tuscaloosa. You didn't care about that. Because you're hanging banners.
Let me gray shirt you.
Pandora's box has been opened a long time ago. And you're just upset that there's a guy who you maybe don't like at a university that you maybe don't like pushing the boundaries and doing a pretty good job. Putting himself in a position to win. And that could apply to both Will Wade and Lane Kiffin. We're the bad guys. Come on. Wear the black hat and win. Because whatever color hat you wear, whatever uniform you wear, it doesn't matter if you win.
Oh, no, this conversation will change if there is no pushback on this, which I believe there will be, and you will file an injunction, you'll do all of the things that you have to do. And
other people do.
And it will become a legality thing. This is legal. There's no rule saying you can't. LSU has found two very special boys that have said,
hell yeah.
Look, who's saying no?
Mm-hmm.
No one.
Who's stopping us?
Now, if you want to pretend to be the Wizard of Oz, Jeff Goodman, and not let anybody peek behind the curtain and see this whole thing's fugazi, that's up to you, man. You can die on that moral high ground that you think you have. That said, whenever LSU continues to win, whether it be in football, basketball, baseball, all three, what are you going to do? You're going to have to cover it, and you're going to have to eventually take it right in the mouth and say, thank you. This is good for the sport because you're the team that, what would they be talking about now? Nothing. But you want to make a story out of this, and that's the one thing that will potentially disarm this college basketball season is if it becomes this loud by everyone and it's all negative and they say we have to do something. Because maybe this is bad for the sport, and maybe you became the test case that everybody looks at moving forward and said we stopped it here. Same thing with Sorsby. Like, you can't gamble on college athletics if you're in college. We thought you could. Now you can't because you gambled a little bit on your own team. But you said we could, as long as it's not football. Now, what are you going to say?
And who's ruling on it?
Exactly. This is, look, if he's fundamentally breaking America, culture isn't a thing. Culture is winning.
Win.
And you want, and LSU went and found two guys that are willing to do whatever it takes to win, all within the confines of the rules.
Right.
Because you've decided that the rules don't matter
And
because
that
you
there
don't
are
know
none.
what to do.
Right.
And so if you're going to sit, look, once amateurism, which was also fake, became exposed, the NCAA has done nothing but sit on their hands and go, well, this is what y'all wanted, right? You want to be able to pay for play? You want to have NIL? You want to have all of these things? Go do it.
And then they've tried to
So
say
you
no.
opened up a free market.
Right.
And it's not LSU's fault for finding two people that actually want to invest in the free market and a state that we ain't got a whole lot. But you know what we do got?
Sports.
And people that care about them. Because it does move the needle and it does change your culture and it does change monetarily what you're available and willing to do as a state. It's not LSU's fault for being the only school to look at it as professional athletics to this extent. Somebody was going to do it, and I'd love to be at the forefront of it, and LSU is. There's nothing you can do.
Somebody's got to push the boundaries.
And if you get got, you get got. But good luck.
Who's going to get you? That's the thing.
That's the
Who's
thing about
watching the Watchmen?
that fucking quote you made me read 3 times. You're fucking it up for everybody else. What that tells me is everyone else is doing it, but everyone else is doing it just quietly enough to where it's not that big of a deal. Oh, just go get one European guy. Just go get one G League guy, maybe 2. Don't push it too far. Fuck that. Like, why would Will Wade care about that?
I would only get
Go
2
and
of
get
them.
fucking all of them. Do you think that's good for the sport? Them just doing it just quietly enough to where no one's going to make a big fuss
You
about
might
it?
make a Sweet 16.
That's fucking stupid. And I think the Lane Kiffin analogy is good because he was at the forefront of maybe not something super similar, but I think what he was doing was a little bit similar, and that he's going to do whatever it takes to win in the confines of the sport. Right. He runs the fastest offense in college football. So what did defenses do to try and stop them? Faked injuries. So what did he start doing defensively? He started faking injuries. Who did everyone blame? Lane Kiffin.
Who wanted it changed the most?
Who wanted it changed the most? Lane Kiffin. What is there now, or is there not, a penalty for faking injuries in college football?
Sometimes you got to fall
There
on the sword.
is. It's hard to enforce because it's a very gray area, and if you fuck that call up as a referee, you're a piece of shit.
You're a terrible person.
But at the same time, it worked. What Lane Kiffin did worked. He got the rules changed because people were fucking with G League players be successful. Michigan just won a national championship with a bunch of 23 and 24-year-olds. So, okay, I'm going to do the same fucking thing.
Yeah, A&M just signed a G League guy.
Exactly.
Hadn't heard a word.
Nothing from Jeff Goodman.
I mean, that was a great analogy because sometimes you got to fall on the sword. Hey, I don't like where this is headed. I don't like the way that works. That's maybe not the way it should go. But you know what? If you're going to let it happen, guess what?
I'll do it better
I'll
than
do it better
everyone.
than you.
When you see a kid running around in a supermarket like a fucking idiot, it's not the kid's fault. Where's the parent?
It's simple enough.
Point. We're in the purge. We're fighting for survival.
That's all it is. You got to fight to win. And you do whatever it takes.
Fight for your right to party.
There you go.
You got to
dance.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Just because you can't doesn't mean you can. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. But if you should, maybe you could. Maybe you could, and maybe you would.
J Moneyman 86. If a rival of LSU was doing this, y'all would be talking trash about them. So stop it. It's only cool because y'all are doing it. Don't like the criticism. Look, I've acknowledged that I'm not a fan of it, but I can also have the wherewithal to go of knowing who to be mad at. I can't be mad at the coaches and the programs because what they're doing.
I would be mad if LSU wasn't fucking playing the game.
Like what they're only doing what's allowed, right? It's just like Wyatt said. If a little kid in Walmart is running through the store and runs in your buggy and knocks it over and your eggs crack, I'm not mad at the kid.
Kind of, maybe.
Well, yeah, I'm mad at the parent. Where are you? Who's in charge? That's who you should be mad at. So, look, I get it. I understand what you're saying, J Money. Like, I get it.
This has already happened. Charles Bediako transferred to Alabama or whatever.
Right.
This situation's already played out.
Of
We've talked
course.
about the situation, and we said on the show, we were like, we're not mad at Nate Oates for doing this. We're mad at the fact that Nate Oates can do this.
It's the rules. That's the problem.
The lack thereof.
I am not a fan of this. I do not like professional players in college sports. My feelings don't matter. And I have the awareness to go, it's not Will Wade's fault. It's not Nate Oates' fault. I don't like that Nate Oates got Charles Bediako because that's real cool. You can get a professional player. I'm not a fan of it. But the rules let it happen. That's whose fault it is. It's whoever's writing the rules and not governing.
See, I don't even.
That's whose fault it is.
I wasn't even mad at the fact that somebody else was doing it. I was mad that you weren't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Once it was allowed, why aren't you playing in that same arena? Because the game has changed. And once you expose a new rule that isn't there,
Mm-hmm.
there literally is no reason to stop at 1, to stop at 2, to stop at 3, to stop at 4. Like, it doesn't.
There's not a limit.
Yeah, there's no limit. Why would you not do it this way?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to look. And we were. Chris Christie hater, Hunter Hall. We all thought it was dumb whenever Alabama did it because we were like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. But the reason I was upset is the fact that LSU wasn't doing it. I don't need a Murray State racer in his 5th year.
No.
I want
a guy in the G League.
A name
Hey, where's
I
Tremont
can't.
Waters at?
Yes, exactly. I want a name I can't pronounce that's 35 years old that will bully some 18-year-old because that's what they said you could do. There's no weight class. This is a fist fight. I'm going to find the biggest, baddest, some bitch to go fight.
You don't win moral championships. They don't hang.
But you did it the right way.
They don't hang banners that say you did it the right way.
Well,
Brian Kelly doesn't have a banner hanging of.
Well, he didn't do it.
Well,
the right
he
way.
did it. Yeah.
Moral high ground that left him a long time
He doesn't
ago.
have a banner that says, well, I didn't spend money on high school players, right? We're not going to pay players. We're going to build it the right way. What did that get you?
Fired.
You're not here anymore. You cannot let the game pass you by. And that's where LSU got this right home run hires because you got two coaches who don't let the game pass them by. They're on the forefront of it. That's where you have to be. That's where winners are. That's where the real banners get hung. There's no you did it the right way banners. There's no moral banners. There's championship banners. There's Final Four banners. There's SEC championship banners. That's what matters. And you do whatever it takes to hang those up. That's what matters. And so it's not Nate Oates' fault. It's not Scott Drew's fault. It's not Will Wade's fault. It's not Lane Kiffin's fault. It's not Nick Saban's fault. It's not Mike Krzyzewski's fault. It's the people who are writing or not writing the rules and enforcing or not enforcing the rules. That's whose fault it is. That's who's in trouble. That's who's in the wrong.
I can't express how much I love this. This is literally my honey hole.
You're the villain, baby. Enjoy it. Have fun. You are on the forefront of a changing sport that changes every day. And that's where LSU should be.
You're a visionary.
You should be that because that's where winners are. The best coaches are the ones that push the boundaries and do things that people in front of them are saying, you know what? I think you can maybe do it this way. I know that's not how it's usually done, but let's try this. And until you decide to sack up and make some rules and enforce them, it's just going to keep on happening. So you can keep putting out clips and being upset about it.
Fucking it up for everybody else.
Sorry about it.
Nah.
Psych. Ain't nobody sorry.
You can't go get 5.
Your feelings don't matter. Winning matters.
Look, do you all want to be the douchebag that goes to the grocery store and buys up all the toilet paper because I think the Wuhan virus is going to get us all?
No, but I want my toilet paper.
But I will.
Because I need that toilet paper.
Because they said there's no rules that I can't buy it all.
And guess what?
When you put a limit on it.
If you wanted to put a limit on it, and then guess what? There you go.
And I'll buy it off the gray market.
Boom. You're always going to find a loophole.
Did you hate Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa? No, you loved it when it was happening. Was it against the rules? Only whenever everybody said it was.
But guess what?
The summer of '98 lives forever.
Is there a consequence for it? Are those guys in the Hall of Fame?
No. But
There's the consequence. But guess what? You can't take back the feeling
saw.
those pitchers felt when those bad boys stepped into the box and crushed the ball out of the yard. Can't change that.
How much fun you had.
Welcome to the
Mike Trout
world of
faked diabetes.
college athletics in 2026.
Welcome to the purge, bitch.
Yeah, you want to come in this room? You're not allowed. Why are you crying from outside the club? You can't even get in.
Lego. Will Wade's building a roster at LSU that's going to be impressive.
I can't wait to see what happens.
And it's going to be a test case. It's going to be entertaining to watch. But get out your feelings.
Oh, and by the way, if you want to retroactively take these away, all the wins that happen, I do not care.
No one cares.
They're all going to be in here. They stay here. The memories stay, and they stay here. You know.
And that hate in your heart, let it out.
The experience will always. The
Top.
parties. Will
You'll be
always
all right.
there. The watch parties.
Still hit, though.
Still hit.
We'll take a quick break here. We'll come back with more Tingle & Co. to roll out and close out hour number 2 right after this.
Can't unswallow.
Okay.
Wardos was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Martin has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here as we close out hour number 2 here on this Wednesday morning. We appreciate everybody being a part of that conversation. That was a good talk there on the men's college basketball front, the Will Wade front, of course. I love the quote here from Chris Christie-Hater, our guy Hunter Hall, a resident Alabama fan. Everyone was laughing at LSU with only one basketball player. Now nobody's laughing at the LSU basketball team. That's right. They're crying.
Everyone's
They're upset.
mad.
They're upset. Their feelings are hurt because Will Wade's building a monster. We appreciate all of you hanging out with us here on this Wednesday morning. Of course, last night, if you missed it, we did a watch party for LSU versus Oklahoma live for the entirety of that ball game as the Tigers win game number 1 of the SEC tournament against the Sooners and will face the other Tigers. Auburn tonight, the number 6 team in the country, LSU versus Auburn this evening to try and keep this run alive, keep this season alive here in 2026.
Has Auburn announced who they're going to pitch?
Yes. What's his name?
Jake Marciano.
Their Friday night guy?
Yes.
So they've changed their tune?
70 pitches
They're
or
throwing
so.
their guy. 70 to 75 is the pitch count. But they're throwing their guy. So it will not be a small task for LSU baseball tonight.
The thing is, you can talk about fucking up for everybody else. If I were Auburn, I don't want LSU coming to my regional.
Yeah,
if I
no
were
one
any
wants
team
that.
in the country, I don't want LSU coming to my regional. So, look, I'm sure there's a text amongst the boys and the old SEC group chat that maybe doesn't have a Will Wade or a Jay Johnson in it. And they said, hey, take them out while you can. Don't let LSU get hot.
Don't let them.
Because I don't want to see... UCLA doesn't want to see LSU.
No.
Oregon doesn't want to see LSU. Auburn doesn't want to see LSU tonight at 9:55 p.m. probably. And not the best start for LSU on the ABS front, but they'll get it
Got
figured
better
out.
over the course of the game.
Just, got a course correct.
Adjusted to it.
Now, thank God I don't have to see Oklahoma's catcher again.
Oh, my Lord.
I mean, that guy has a future as an umpire.
Unbelievable.
That was pretty impressive.
Well, I mean, his father-in-law was clearly behind him the entire game.
He was ABS.
I've never
ball
seen
game.
people...
Catcher interfered twice, to be fair, but...
Yep. He took one off the... I mean, that...
No, that's
the
interference.
The Dardar one got him.
Hell yeah.
When the train's on the tracks, you fucking
You
get
gotta
out
stay
the way.
Yep.
That man swings hard.
He was impressive on the ABS. He was balling back there.
Yeah.
He got it wrong kind of at
Ball
the end.
watcher.
I do want to ask, and because I know me and you got into it last night, what were your thoughts on the ABS? Like, did you think it was good or bad last night?
So this has been my stance the whole time.
Of course.
ABS, going to ABS from
sounds like
what
a
it was
disease.
before is better.
Okay.
Simply because of the fact you're taking some wrong calls and turning them into correct calls.
Right.
My entire stance is it is better for the sport. Any call in the history of mankind, it is better for the sport if you get calls correct rather than wrong. So for me, my frustration with it last night was not that ABS was a downgrade from what we've been seeing for years now. It's that if we can electronically decipher whether a pitch is a strike or a ball so quickly, let's just fucking do it every single time and quit this stupid little charade of the fucking needle dick umpire behind the plate trying to look at an imaginary box that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That's been my whole part the entire time. So
No, I thought last night was sexy, and I get that. I do understand it. I obviously, because in my mind, where I envision it, of course, is that in every sport there are calls and things that do have that are have a little more gray area than a strike zone does. Even though you would think a strike zone could have some gray area, but it really doesn't, because it's a box that the ball just has to travel through. You know what I mean? Like, it's very easy and simple. But in basketball, like, a traveling is a pretty black or white rule, but at the same time there's a little bit of a gray area with a block and charge. There's a lot of gray area, and so there are all these things in sports, and so of course, like a play at the plate and those things can have that human element to it. I agree on improving officiating. I just feel like if you go so electronic, it just becomes this robotic game. It becomes a video game. And I don't think it's bad for the sport, or I don't think it's wrong if they were to just go strictly, electric strike zones, robo-umps. But I don't know. I do feel like it would change. It changes the game. I don't know if it changes it for the better, even though it makes the calls better. Sometimes it's nice to steal a strike three because your catcher's really good at framing it. You know what I mean? It's a skill. What's the guy from Coastal Carolina?
Caden Bodine.
Bodine. I mean, he was doing the wrist workouts, and they showed the graph of the strike. I mean, that's a legitimate skill that he has of fooling an umpire, and I get it. He's basically making the umpire get it wrong. But if you go,
sleight of hand should be allowed in anything. If I want to go to Buc-ee's and not pay, that's up to me.
Nice.
And so I don't think it makes the sport worse if they were just to go robo-umps.
Right.
But I don't know. I just feel like it just loses something, you know? Like, I do want officiating to be better and to be right.
I get it.
But I don't want to watch... I don't know. As a consumer, I don't want to watch robocalls the whole game.
Well, this is my pitch. Keep the home plate umpire. Just let a little robot tell him in his head strike or ball, and then he can still ring people up and strike. You know, he's just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need.
No.
It can be like
strike.
Let him keep his job. I just want it to be right. I've been watching baseball for so long, and people think this is an anti-umpire argument. It is one of the toughest jobs in the world.
Of course.
To be any sort of referee or umpire for any sort of sport. Let's take something off of their plate. This is the most black. Literally. Oh, do you like that? It is the most black and white thing in sports. Like, you brought up the false start thing last night.
Right.
I don't think it works for that because there is gray area there. Like, that would be so difficult to do. Like, what if the left tackle sees a hot girl in the stands get a little chubbed? Is that a false start?
This is a good point.
How do you monitor? Like, it's difficult. The strike zone is the strike zone to me. Let's get it right every single time.
This is a good point because I do kind of agree with you, but I like the umpire aspect. I like the framing aspect. Spotting the football, that should be honestly automated.
No, we have to have.
It's hard.
We have to have the old whites jog out there and measure it.
Look, I hear that point.
No,
I mean, I don't know if it holds up today.
No, spotting the ball
does not need to be the referee's job.
You know how many yards are gained and lost?
Gang.
We should do the chain gang, though. I mean, I like that idea.
To me, like, the reason referees and umpires exist is because you don't have the technology to get every single call correct, like in an automated fashion, back when these sports were invented.
This is true.
If in 200 years you have the technology to do that and these sports had never been invented and you could get every single call right using technology, that's the way it would go. That's what I want I don't want wrong officiating calls. That's my whole thing. And this is so black and white. You can do it every single time. You can get it correct every single time.
It's Chat GPT for sports.
Sure.
You can write your paper, plug it in, and let the robots tell you, actually, this is past progressive tense. You need to use future progressive tense. Now it's better. Did you think of it? Kind of. Mm-hmm. But it was wrong. And so now this is much more palatable for people to enjoy what you wrote.
Right.
Now, do I agree with ChatGPT? No.
And to me, it's such a...
But does it make my life easier? Yes.
Right. It's the biggest part of baseball is throwing, like, pitches, balls or strikes.
Well, it doesn't start until then.
To me, it is the cleanest analogy I can make is if there was no rim in basketball. There was an imaginary rim, and there's a referee standing under the goal every time there's a shot saying, oh, I think that one went in.
On a smaller scale, it is kind of like that.
It is the most fundamentally important part of baseball. And there's obviously no way to make a rim in baseball, but you can get it.
You
that would be kind of cool.
You do understand, though, you are debating fundamentally the sport with like the biggest human element like argument behind it.
Basketball?
Baseball.
Right, yeah.
Baseball is like traditionally like
I understand, and that's why I think there's a lot of pushback. It is the most traditionalist sport of like, no, you wear white, the home team wears white, the road team wears gray. Like, it's very traditional. Oh, you can shift, whatever, like all that shit. I get that.
Yeah.
But if you can make the sport significantly better.
Well, the pitcher has to hit in the National League.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like
this fucking Bartolo Colon has to swing every fucking game. Like it is.
And when you play in a National League park, you got to play by their rules.
Right. I'm a victim of it. Like I do it all the time. Like I don't like when teams wear dark colored pants in baseball. That's like the most old, like traditionalist thing I can fucking say. But that, like, I really think that.
I do.
But I don't think that's that big of a deal in like making the sport better or worse. I think this significantly improves the sport of baseball.
It did take longer.
I don't know.
Oh, look, the LSU had the look. Of course, it's LSU. We're still on this hill. That it's a strike him out, throw him out, challenge them both.
Well, that's the ABS. That's the challenge. This is what we're debating. Isn't ABS? We're debating just straight up robo umps.
Right.
Like every call. There's no challenge or anything. It's just legitimate. The computer. It's just computer.
If we're gonna go to robo umps, they do need to be more consistent and a lot better on the challenge system because that is fucked up.
Well, if there's robo umps, there is no challenging.
No, well, that is true.
That's the whole
I'm
point.
saying, like, if we're even going to think about this, let's try to figure out this first before we have problems with the robo-umps.
Yeah,
robots aren't perfect. They can try to do Billie Jean, but sometimes you won't be able to do it.
But my thing is, like, in every sport, there are players that are good at skirting the rules.
I get that.
Mm-hmm. And this completely removes that element of sport, right? Like, there are players that are good at taking charges and, like, good at making it look like it's a charge. There are players that are good at doing different things, fouling without it looking like a foul, or all, like like doing like a gather step, or in football, false starting without it really looking like a false start, like encroach. There, all these elements to the games, and
what did you say? You can't do a hard count next.
Like in baseball, like there is an element to the catcher stealing a call,
right?
And like there is like my thing isn't that it always needs to be right or wrong. Like it doesn't always need to be ball or strike automated. My biggest thing has always been like if you're an umpire and you create a zone, like if you call that pitch a ball in the first, it's got that's been always been my biggest thing.
I 100% agree with that.
And but my biggest fear is once you open this door and it's just robo umps, then what's like where does the sport go? Where do all sports go?
Robot pitchers.
You know, like it's just it's a human thing. Like that's what it is.
But the players are the human. That to me, like
it should all be human.
Why? Humans make mistakes. I don't want officiating mistakes.
So would you go against review because that's not human?
I lean more towards no review than I do towards automated strike zone. Because it removes an element for. I get it as the consumer, but as the player, it removes an element of sport.
Yes.
Like I would be pissed off as a player if you've now taken away the strike zone. If now everything is completely right 100% of the time, you can't get away with anything, like that. It takes away from the sport as a play. Like as a consumer, I get it, and they're the most important people. But as a player, it drastically changed the sport for the players. And like there are players who have found ways to be really good at doing things that maybe aren't right or legal or
cheating.
Or like it's not even just cheating, but I don't know. Like it's just.
Was I mad at Jason Walk for stealing signs last night? Yes. Is it a part of the game? Yes. Absolutely.
Right.
That's the human element of this. I can tell you if you're going to line up outside and I have the ability to view it and then relay it to a hitter, I'm going to do it. Now, if I have to take one off the ear hole at 98 miles an hour because I was skirting the rules or not playing the way that you intended baseball to be played, so be it. That's the risk you take. That's the human element of all of this.
Right.
If I'm a catcher and I can get myself, like they were talking about Oklahoma's catcher last night being able to get drafted because he knows the strike zone so well.
Which is stupid.
But it's also a part of it, if you can frame log it and get calls, that's also a reason to get drafted. When you can steal strikes, you should be able to do it. And I do think it takes away a part of what makes baseball, where you're like, that wasn't a strike. Now, I agree that there's some of them like, there is no way in hell that you got that call that way. But at some point...
But it's the game.
And in Major League Baseball...
But it doesn't have to be the game.
Right,
like, you keep saying it's part of baseball.
It can get... Look, there's also going to be iterations of the sport to where it maximizes its potential, and is it going to be to the detriment to the sport or not? We don't know.
Right.
And what Major League Baseball is doing, they have the ABS reviewer in his ear saying, hey, you missed that call. They didn't challenge him, but that's not a strike.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to make them actively better at their job. Would I like to see them work together on it? Yes. I don't want to see the other part of Major League Baseball where if they don't like that you challenged it, they can just say, you didn't do it fast enough, that's a walk.
Mm-hmm.
And the ego of umpires will exist far beyond baseball until you just take away their ability to police the game, and that's what they do. And they don't like it because they have an ego.
Mm-hmm.
Until that day, you're going to have umpires. You're going to have calls. You're going to have people that don't like certain pitchers. They're going to say, that's not a strike in my zone. Well, what is your zone?
Right.
If they want to work together on it and be like, hey, I'll go sit down before the game with pitcher, catcher, coach, and go, this is where it is. It looks like this whenever I draw it out. Sure, but to have to go through it inning by inning and go, it was a strike last inning, it's not a strike right now.
Right.
That's fucked up.
100%.
Because I don't like that part as somebody that is very meticulous about what a striking ball is when you're in the batter's box. It's part of the game. I would like to be able to know what your zone is and know that it's not going to change.
Right.
That's where it should be correct. But you do take away the human element of, that's not my zone.
Part of being a coach is get the, like, in basketball, right?
He doesn't call charges.
But you can get officials on your side. Like, it's part of coaching. It's part of playing. Like, be nice to the refs, be talkative with the refs, and maybe when you flop, you might get the call. But if you're going to be a jerk and you're going to complain, you're going to whine, you're not going to get the calls.
If you're going to challenge the first pitch, you're probably not going to be on the umpire's side, because there is a fundamental part of the minutia of the game, certainly in baseball. When you are a catcher, you know what the first thing you do is? You go and talk to the umpire. You get his first and last name, and you learn everything about him. You ask about the kids and the wife, and guess what? It works. You may not think it matters, but it does to them because they fucking like you. I'm back here with you for 9 innings. We're going to get to know each other pretty well.
Must be buds.
And by the end of the 8th and the 9th, when I need something, I feel like you're going to give it to me. And so that's the best part of it. And if you're bad at that part, you're a bad person.
Right.
And you shouldn't be able to just go, like, there's a relationship aspect to all of this, and that's part of sport, to me, because that's how I like to maneuver in the game as well. If I think I can butter up somebody to get a call, I'm going to try.
I get it.
If I can't talk to the robot man and say, hey, no, come on, give me a little bit off the edge there, that's fine. That sucks. But
I don't think it sucks.
It's one of one ways that's a strike.
Right. I get it. I understand. Like, baseball, I love baseball. It's one of the most beautiful sports in the world. That's how it's been forever. I think the reason it's been that way is because that's how you had to do it, because there was no technology back then. To me, though, the thought that, like, skirting calls and this relationship with the umpires and the referees is good for sports, I don't understand it. When I look back on sports, I don't want to look back at games and say, wow, LeBron James flopping and getting a foul call was the reason they won that game. That was a great game. I want to look back at it and say, wow, LeBron was fucking awesome that night. He couldn't miss from the field. He hit 5 threes. He was fucking great defensively. Why are we skirting around refereeing? Let's just get it right. I don't think there's any world where getting refereeing calls right more consistently takes away from the sport. And I understand doing this would be probably the biggest rule change in the history of sports. So I understand the change, and like it is scary, like it is because maybe it fails. But to me, I feel like the majority of people who are against it would watch one game and by the end of it be like, I didn't complain about a single fucking ball or strike call.
I like
that was awesome.
Well, of course, but to me, like, I get it as the consumer, but like the players, I think they should support it more than us. Of course, no, they
it's the integrity of the game.
It takes away from what the sport they've played has always been, and like, I understand your point of like the skirting the rule, but that is sport. Like that's the enjoyment. This is not.
But it doesn't have to be sports. It's just been sports up to this point.
But it is like
perfect.
It's not.
It's not perfect.
That's what makes it perfect.
But what you're doing is you're changing it from a game, which is what it is. It is a game. It is a sport. It is for fun. At the fundamental element of sport, it is a game that is fun, and you are turning it into a completely monetized martial product where it's like you're watching it with a gun to your head. It removes the aspect of what sport is. It is a fun game, and for the players, there's no way that's fun.
Yeah,
and I understand getting calls wrong and calls being called wrong sucks, but that's what makes sports sport. Like it's a game at the fundamental level. It's a game, and turning it into this robotized product completely takes away from everything it's been, and in my opinion, does not make it better. For the consumer, does it make the game faster? Yes. Do you complain? Yes. Less? Yes. But that's part of why I love sports. I love yelling at an official. I love, I enjoy sitting in the stands
human element.
And going, oh, what are you looking at, Blue?
Are you tearing up?
No, I just, to me.
Well, that little bit we do is funny.
At the fundamental level of sport, it's a game. It is fun. And what that opens up is turning it into
black and white.
Not a game. It's no longer a game at that point.
I completely disagree. My thing, yes, sports are fun. That's why I played them growing up. The most unfun part is when the referees and umpires fuck it up, and now it's not about the teams playing and duking it out on the field. When an umpire gets a wrong strike call, that's not fun.
But that happens, referees or umpires stealing games, happens on the smallest scale of the entire sport. I would say that happens in less than 5% of games.
I'm not saying stealing games specifically.
No. I know. What you're saying is that the game ends up in the officials' hands. I'm saying that happens in less than 5% of games that are played.
I'm not saying it just
you would be changing the entire way sports are played, because every now and again officials can take a game into their hands.
Not entire games. That's very rare, because there are a lot of games that aren't close. I'm saying in specific moments, if I'm hitting and the pitcher throws what is clearly a strike, calls it a ball, I hit a double in the gap. That's not fun for the pitcher. He did everything right, and he got fucked. The opposite of that is completely also true. If the pitcher throws a ball and I get rung up on strike 3, that's not fun for me. I did everything right, and I got fucked. That, to me, that's not sports. Sports is the teams on the field. This notion that the referee, everyone's here to watch the referees, that's such a big part of sports. It's only a big part of sports because it had to be back when sports were created, and you didn't have the technology to get it right every single time.
But just because you have the technology to do something doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
That's fair, but I think in this situation it is.
And I think in this situation it's not. Okay. Because I think genuinely, as the player in the game, it is changing it from a game. It is no longer a game once you do this. It is no longer a game. It is no longer a backyard game of baseball. And I get it because it's professional, but it's no longer a game. It is no longer sport. It's no longer a fun game, which at the smallest level is what it should be. And it becomes this robot product that's just not what sports are supposed to be. And I'm not going to games to watch officials, but you go with the understanding of that's part of the game. And I think on the biggest scale, that's what it is for the players. Like in the moment, yeah, you can identify that it was a ball and the batter did everything right and didn't get the call, but the catcher was able to frame it enough that the umpire got and that's kudos to the catcher. But now that's gone. You know what I mean? Like it's you don't always get the benefit of doing everything right. And like I get your point because I agree. I would love if every call was right in every sport all the time. But when it goes completely electronic, it's no longer a game.
So you're saying you would love it if every call was correct.
Of
course. Now what you want and what you're arguing for is the theatricality of a human making the call instead.
I wouldn't say
because I don't understand. You're saying
it's part of it's part of the game.
It makes it not a game. It robotizes.
Right.
Like the game has nothing to do with the referees. It's the
that's
teams on the field. The teams playing against each other.
To do with the referees is just not the case.
It's been the referees because that's how it's always had to be.
They are part of the game.
I understand because they've had to be part of the game for now.
They are part of the game, not just because they had to be. They are
right, but they don't need to be.
But you're making this monumental change to a product that you still tune into and watch every single night, every time it's on.
I love baseball.
But you're going to make this monumental change that completely alters the sport that you already love.
I think it makes it better.
I think there is a problem though because you're kind of getting a little bit of both of what y'all want. Like we have review and we have ABS, but it's like, okay, if we have both of those things, then let's just either go fully electronic or let's just go fully no review because I think there is a spot where it's like, no, you are right. There is game in the sport, and you can steal strike calls. You can steal a bag. You can dodge a tag or act like you got hit by the ball. And then where it's wide, it's like, okay, if we're going to try this review and ABS thing, let's just get it right every time. Like you kind of do need to pick one because this argument will continue to come up between, I guess, MLB owners,
the argument will always happen.
SEC commissioners.
Well, if I'm going to pick one, I lean more towards the side of not automating and robotizing the sport.
Okay, so
I think it's fine the way that it is with having a challenge system.
Yeah,
but
it is fine. I'm not saying baseball's in a bad spot. No, whatsoever.
My thing is, it's on a sport by sport basis.
Of course,
with college football or NFL football, I think the overproduced part of replay has ruined the sport. Because you can watch something 16 times from 16 different angles and still come away not knowing what happened, and you bastardize the moment. I'm all
agree.
for sports having the moment. And whenever you have, like, Noah and I have unfortunately found ourselves on this island of going, every time there's a touchdown or a big play, it's where's the flag. Mm-hmm. I hate that part about myself because I've grown up through all of the football era from pre-review to over-review. And I think this version of football is the worst version because you can't celebrate anything because it's going to be challenged or looked at 16 different ways. And then you have all of it. And at the end of the day, this is what sucks about sports and what it's become. It is only for the monetization of somebody else. And that's all that it is. There's really no pageantry in any of it anymore because the review is brought to you by Konica Minolta. The review is, the FanDuel challenge of the day is great to gamble.
Right.
But the live product is being absolutely fucking lost in all of this, certainly when it comes to football. Baseball, yes, it could be a black and white thing where you go, that's the strike zone, let's keep it moving. I was buzzed and told it's a strike, it's a strike. I'm okay with that. What sucks is, what's the catch? Was that ever a question 20 years ago? That's a catch. And then you look at it and it's like, oh, well, actually, like, LSU versus Arizona State is not the same if you have review then. You lose. That was a touchdown thrown by Jamarcus Russell on 4th down when he didn't complete the catch out the back of the end zone. But because you didn't have review, it's just an awesome moment that happened, and LSU escaped with a victory against Arizona State at Arizona State in a game that was supposed to be at home because of Katrina. Instead, you would have this, let's look at it 6 times, and you go, oh, I guess it's over. I would prefer that part to not really exist.
I understand
but
that
I
part
also
of it.
would like to get the NOLA no call right, where you look at it, you go, well, clearly we missed this. Have some wherewithal and some feel about how the game is supposed to go versus how it's going right now.
There's definitely pros and cons to both sides of it, so it's like I'm trying to pick like wide side or no side. Like I can't make up my fucking
You're
mind.
literally
I
in the middle.
know.
Your point is completely correct. Like with what's a catch, you're ruining the moment in football. I get that because you're gonna look at it 15 times and you're gonna have the same feeling as when you saw it on the screen, which is I don't fucking know. Go with the call on the field. I get that. That's the reason I make the argument for balls and strikes is because it is so black and white and it is so
that's
simple.
where I agree.
And you could do it so quickly to where you're not going to ruin the moment.
But
I wouldn't make this argument if I thought it would be this long, drawn-out thing that would ruin the product that is watching baseball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I agree with you. And I would also push back on if you're going to review in baseball, we're not looking at if he held the tag and you came off the bag on a first, a third, or a steal. If he beat the tag there, touched the base before he was tagged, he is safe. It is no longer you have to stay on the bag. It is the first one to get there wins. Like, that's what it should be. That's what it always is. But it's now if you have turf and if you slide over the bag and get tagged, you're out. Or if you come off the bag whenever you're sliding into second head first, literally your arm to your foot, and somehow you didn't hold onto the base until your foot touched it, you're out. That's fucking dumb. You beat the tag there. You stole the base. You have it. And then as soon as I touch it, I'm good. That's what the rule should be. You shouldn't be able to challenge it because I think from the time his hand to his cock, something didn't touch. And I held the tag, so he's out.
Right.
That's not what a steal is. That's not what the rule was intended to be. It's literally bang, bang. I see a glove. I see a ball. I see a hand. If the hand is there before the glove touches him, he's safe. That's what the rule should be. So, yes, you can over-review even in baseball.
Right.
Because that's stupid.
I agree. And that's
but
why
a strike zone, I can acquiesce to that and be like, that's what you want it to be. That's fine.
And that's why I'm not worried about the entire game getting robotized or whatever word you use. I'm not good at vocabulary. But, like, you could never fully go electronic referees and umpires in any sport, I don't think, because there's too much gray area. This is a part where I think you could take it off the umpire's plates.
I agree.
Let's take the imaginary box out of the question. Like, in tennis, you're a tennis guy. Don't you think it's great that they have the electronic thing where they can see if the ball hit the line every single time? And you can't, there's no arguments, like nobody's saying like, oh, this fucking, you got this wrong, like people are getting thrown out. Like they get it right every single time. I think that's awesome. VAR in soccer is the same thing. You can literally tell if it's a goal or not. Something that is so crucial, the building blocks to the game, as one of the commenters say.
The one they need is spot the ball technology. That would do
Well, that
wonders.
100%. I agree with that.
And they could.
And that's something that can be done quickly with Claude.
But I do think that they're...
With Claude. Computer, spot the ball.
I do think
Every
that
time.
they like the human element because it introduces some sort of variance into the game that makes it, from a gambling perspective, either fixable one way or the other. Because I do think, and whether it be spotting the ball in football where they move it back, like how is that not a first down? But like we're not going to look at everything. Well, if you're trying to get every catch right, why would you not care about literally the only thing that's important in football is distance. If you can get closer, that's the goal, right? You're trying to inch toward the goal line and score. And then you're just like, actually, it's back here. It's like, well,
Right.
why? How did you come up with that? It's like, oh, no, game's moving too fast.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to review it because they don't actually know the rules.
Right.
And then you can have James Harden in basketball who's clearly selling for the Cleveland
Shaving
Cavaliers.
points.
He's shaving points. And
Here
it
we
couldn't
go
be
on this
more
again.
obvious.
Can you pull up a clip?
Am I not right? Like he said, 90%.
I would
free throw
the highlights from last night, blowing 22 points in the fourth. I'm sure were pretty crazy.
He was 1 for 5 from the free throw line.
Yeah. Last thing before we get off of this, you said the word variance. To me, I think this is where we fundamentally disagree on this. The variance in sports are the players on the field. The one place I do not want any variance is in officiating calls. I want everything to be right. I don't want one thing. I don't want you to call a strike on the inside corner one time and then a ball the next time. And I know you do agree with that, but I don't want any variance there. The variance is the catcher calls for a low and away fastball and he grooves it and the batter hits it 450. That's the variance in sports to me. I don't want variance in officiating. And that's the last thing I'll say, and we can talk about James Harden's shaving points.
No, it's just James Harden's shaving points. We're going to go 13 for 13.
Hell yeah.
13 for 13.
He couldn't.
No, he
no, definitely not.
He had more turnovers than he had made field goals.
Also...
And I thought he was pretty good at basketball.
Nick Costco dropped an article on 3. Lane Kiffin reveals what he would change about ugly Ole Miss exit.
Okay. Well, let's not read that. No.
Let's save it for tomorrow.
That's tomorrow morning.
I just wanted to alert everyone.
Thank you.
See, look, we talked about Will Wade. Look, who's to say you can't do this? It doesn't have to be a marshmallow. What if you want to fucking cook a cookie?
I love cookies.
Look at this.
Cookie.
Nobody's ever thought of it, but it doesn't mean it's wrong.
Cookie. What is that?
Cookie dough.
Oh, those are cookie doughs? That is probably really fucking good. That looks
it's innovation.
Really
just because nobody says you can't do it.
No, that is innovative.
Innovative.
It's like when he says, what's the word you say?
Flauge?
Echaffichalaya.
No. What's you, Lloyd? You say one word wrong on purpose. Which word is it?
Are you cereal?
No.
Are you cereal?
Oh, what do I haven't done in a while.
What is it? Starts with a C?
Controversy.
That's what it is.
That's kind of why I do innovative, because that's how they say it in Britain. The Brits. I'm paying homage to Mr. Charles.
Aluminium?
Chucky Sunshine.
I love
no, that
aluminium.
one's stupid.
No, it's the way it should be said. It looks perfect.
I'm going to go to Wendy's and get some chips after this.
Wendy's?
I can't fucking see.
Squidward.
Jumbo shrimp, bats, iron pigs.
Express.
Your minor league teams.
Bats. Snap, kick, hold. They're still St. Louis. Squidward. Did I say glove or clove?
Clove. English is funny that way.
Squidward, Fall, and Clove, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because that's the only city that could be something else, I feel like. Oh.
Wow.
Would have never got that.
Wow,
Not
Wicks,
in a
Nord.
fucking million.
Oh.
Allen.
I was like, who is Lynn?
Who?
It said for Fallen. I was like, who is Lynn?
Oh, Phoenix is. I had to think about that one for a second.
Bo
Nix.
Yeah.
The shortest name in football history.
Yeah, that's what I was like. What the fuck? Yeah.
It's penis.
Penis.
Chris Christie.
Joshua Gad. Or Josh Gad, and then the guy whose face it is.
You think that's two guys?
It's two guys. I don't know his name. He was in the.
He kind of looks like the Penguin.
What was he in? He was in like a Netflix show. I don't remember his name. What's he doing?
He scoped it over there.
Nice.
don't know who that is.
Still, I just don't know his name. We'll wait for Johnny L. Goodson to get here.
The Broncos. Because they played
the Saints.
They played the Saints.
Lloyd, Jeff Driscoll.
Fat ass.
There it is.
Kendall Hinton.
Kendall Hinton?
No.
Kendall Hinton's
Was the
quarterback.
the wide receiver?
Broncos.
The Celtics.
No, he did play quarterback for the Broncos.
The Pistons.
Who?
Kendall Hinton.
That's what I said.
He says he's a wide receiver.
He was a wide receiver that
Yeah,
played
he said
quarterback in a game.
Yeah.
Jason Ramo.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Johnson.
How long? What do you mean 72 holes? Like they play that over? They don't do that.
That's
in
3
one day.
days.
Oh, okay. So they play 18 holes.
No,
a day
they play. That's just 4. Because 54 is 3. 4 is
so you play
72.
18 holes a day for 4 days in a row.
And you have to walk.
Fuck that.
That's golf, baby.
That's
I
golf.
almost fucking died doing it once and I didn't even play.
In a cart.
Yeah, I was just in a cart.
I don't know who this is though.
Me neither.
Ricky Spike.
Dustin Johnson. Maybe JT.
I didn't even put your 30 yet.
JT coming.
That's
JT,
Justin Timberlake.
JT
I meant
coming.
Justin Thomas.
No, JT coming is JT.
2018.
Maybe.
Let's skip this one. Go to geography. I'm good at geography.
Where's Johnny L? Please.
Is it Brooks Koepka?
Johnny L, save us. Johnny L Goodson, if you can hear us, please save us.
National Guard.
Montreal, maybe.
No idea.
Fucking like if you give it Canada.
Is it Canada Day again?
This is fucking shit.
No.
What did you guess?
Montreal. Is that an M?
What shit brand?
It's probably like Ruffles, but I have no idea.
We already missed one. Let's just fucking go a whole long.
Fuck.
No clue.
Oh.
I have no idea. It was Lay's.
Nope, Lay's was the last one.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
But it's it's
Far From Home.
Young boy?
I feel you creeping, I can see it from my
A shadow. Wanna jump up in my Lamborghini.
I see you. And back in.
Slap it. Oh, yeah.
Smack that.
Smack that.
Slap it.
But is it?
It is because Eminem
Smack
does
that.
a remix of that.
Yeah, there you go, kids. Go on those. Smack that all on the floor.
Who was singing that?
We kind of got in our bag right
We
there.
did. Yeah, I do that song. Oh yeah.
I feel it creeping. I can see it from my shadow.
What's the lawyer's
Wanna
name in the
jump
music
up in
video?
my Lamborghini.
Fuck yeah, Lloyd. Brooks Koepka. Good guess.
There you
And
go.
good knowledge, actually, is what it was.
Smack that.
You are him, Lloyd.
Who is him?
I don't know.
You are not him.
You are not him. Oh, I left somebody on red. My bad.
Who is this?
My bad, cuh.
Started talking about umpires. Got me fired up. Got me fired up.
I'm trying to think of his name. You didn't even give me a time.
Five for five.
His name was, it's freaking
Idris Elba.
Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie Royal.
Redmayne.
I just looked him up.
Mine.
Tucker, what color are you?
He's Redmayne.
Mine.
Bone Thugs and Redmayne. And Method Man.
Appreciate you guys. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.-ish.
We'll wait, keep
to
doing
10
you.
a.m.-ish. Boot up.
Go Tigers.